Hello and many thanks for joining us on the business news. My name is Faith Agbetuya. The Nigeria National Petroleum Corporation (NNPC) says it has reduced joint venture cash call indebtedness to international oil companies to $3.5 billion. Group Managing Director of the NNPC, Mekanti Baru, disclosed this in Abuja during the 12th National Conference of the International Association for Energy Economics. Baru said the corporation had paid over $1.5 billion out of the $5.1 billion joint venture cash call arrears owed international oil companies, adding that 2018 marked the second year without the corporation incurring any cash call arrears. Baru further disclosed that an average of 783 million ordinary cubic feet (SCF) of the gas per day was flared in 2018, 2.9% higher than what was supplied to the power sector within the same period. Some stakeholders in the organized private sector have called on the Central Bank of Nigeria to reconsider its stance on the continuous deduction of stamp duties. This, they say, is unconstitutional and as such an abuse of the right of bank consumers. In this report, IATV's Business News takes a look at the legality and otherwise of the claims by banks on stamp duties.
Holders in the organized private sector have described 50 naira deductions on every 1,000 naira deposit by commercial banks as a fraudulent practice. Stamp duty, you will recall, is that fee paid on postage stamp attached to the receipt of every transaction, without which the transaction would not be valid. However, the central bank had earlier directed the imposing of 50 naira stamp duty on all transactions made with a value of 1,000 naira and above. IATV Business News sought the view of representatives of employers.
The CBN governor's instructions some years back to banks that every transaction of up to 1,000 naira, a transactional charges of a postage stamp of 50 naira must be deducted. And it's not only corporate bodies, even individuals, you must have been seeing it in your alerts. And we believe this is a massive rip-off.
The transactions, according to observers of developments in the banking sector, are not supposed to apply to online transactions.
As a matter of fact, the Federal Court of Appeal says that it's not supposed to apply to online transactions, which are basically what we are talking about. And based on that, last year, twice, we had written the Central Bank of Nigeria to issue another circular directing banks to stop the rip-off and the fraud.
The issue of stamp duty was tested in courts and a ruling was obtained in an appeal against the lower court judgment. In Lagos, Adegboyega Labiron, IATV News.
The National Bureau of Statistics said the country's inflation measured by the Consumer Price Index (CPI) in March was 0.06% lower than 11.31% recorded in February this year. The NBS said this in its CPI and inflation report released on Tuesday in Abuja. The Bureau said the CPI which measures inflation, decreased to 11.25% year-on-year in March 2019. It, however, said increases were recorded in all classifications of individual consumption by purpose divisions that yielded the headline index. Meanwhile, the Bureau said the urban inflation rate increased by 11.54% year-on-year in March from 11.59% recorded in February 2019. And now to stock market reports. Stockbrokers acting on the instruction of investors traded in a total of 321 million ordinary shares valued at 4 billion naira. When the closing bell rang, UBN PLC led the activity chart with 134 million ordinary shares valued at 912 billion naira. Guarantee came second on the activity chart with 61 million ordinary shares valued at 2.2 billion naira, and Nestle Nigeria PLC topped the gainers chart with 48 naira 1 kobo to close dealings at 1,500 naira 3 kobo. And Dang Fla came second with a 9 kobo gain to close at 10 naira 1 kobo. However, Innsbruck led the pack of losers with a drop of 5 kobo to close dealings at 23 naira. May Baker PLC dropped 15 kobo to close dealings at 2 naira 7 kobo, and all share index closed today's dealings at 29,746.24 points, all in a total of 2,979 transactions. And market capitalization came to a close at 11.17 trillion naira. And that's the bulk of our package on the business news tonight. Do join us tomorrow for more, and it's back to Adegboyega Labiron for more of the news. My name is Faith Agbetuya.
Thank you, Faith Agbetuya. And that's the size of our package from the Lagos studios of IATV. Over now to Ibadan for the next segment of the news. I am Adegboyega Labiron. Thank you for having stayed tuned. Good evening.